Hello, third grade. Good morning. It's Thursday and we are over hump day, so we're almost finished with our week here. I hope you have been getting all of your assignments completed. I know I've been getting assignments in little by little, so let's try to get those done the day that they're assigned. That way you won't be behind, okay? All right, so take out your English packet and turn to page 79. We're going to talk about understanding present tense verbs. That's going to be our lesson for today. First of all, let me ask you, think about this. What is an action verb? Can you, in your mind or out loud, give me the definition of an action verb? Okay, an action verb shows action and tells what something or someone does. So the action verb tells us what the subject is doing. So let's talk about these things called present tense verbs. Now there are three types of tenses, and tense, the word tense, T-E-N-S-E, just means time. So there's three different times we could say that verbs appear. They're either in the present tense, which means they're happening now. They're in the past tense, which means they happened yesterday or before, or they're in the future tense, means they'll happen tomorrow. They will happen later, at a later time. So sometimes the verb is showing an action that is happening now. When it is happening now, it is known as a present tense verb. For example, she sings in the shower. You notice sings here. That would be a present tense verb. Liam is raising his hand. Raising. Whoops, I'm sorry, I went too fast here. Raising would be a present tense verb. I play the flute in the band. Play is a present tense verb, meaning it's happening now. Present tense verbs don't have a common ending. And what that simply means, they don't always end with S's or EDs, INGs, anything like that. So they are just words that are happening now. So verbs in the present tense usually end in S or ing. Now notice that word usually. That doesn't say always, so not every word that ends in ing is going to be a present tense verb, just so you understand that. Sometimes the verb is showing that an action repeats or does not stop. Those verbs don't have a special ending. So we're going to go through some of these verbs, present tense verbs, so you'll have a good understanding of what are present tense verbs. So how do you determine when to add an S or when to add an ES to a present tense verb? Well, here is a strategy at the bottom here of our slide. If it's a singular subject, remember the word singular means one, then it needs a plural verb. Plural means more than one. A plural verb means you're going to either have to add an S or an ES to the end of it. If it's a plural subject, then you're going to need a singular verb. For example, the umpire blanks a strike. So umpire is singular or plural? Good job, singular. So that means our verb is going to need to be a plural verb. So we would say the umpire calls, C-A-L-L-S, a strike. Then our second example here, the umpires, there's an S here, so that means that's more than one umpire, so that's going to be plural. The umpires call a strike, so it's just going to be C-A-L-L. the singular word, or singular verb, I'm sorry. So, singular subject equals plural verb. Plural subject equals singular verb. Now, what I would advise you to do is this right here. Write this information at the top of page 79, where it says present tense verbs. They give you a little space there for your name. Copy this information here up there in that space. So you will have it as we go through this chapter to refer back to, and even refer back to when it's test time. So let's look at page 79. There are 6 sentences there, and let's go through these sentences together. So it says, underline the main word or words of the subject once. So who or what the sentence is about is going to be underlined one time. Then underline the correct verb twice, 2 times. So we're going to find the subject, underline it once, find the verb, underline it twice. Number 1, the Centerville Tigers play or plays the Jefferson Bears. So the Centerville Tigers is going to be our main word or the subject of the sentence. So underline that one time. Is Centerville Tigers plural or singular? Think back over here. Singular subjects need a plural verb. Plural subject needs a singular verb. So tigers has an S at the end. That means it is a plural subject. So then that tells me plural subject, I need a singular verb. So I'm going to choose the word play. Centerville Tigers play the Jefferson Bears. So Centerville Tigers should be underlined once, and then play should be underlined twice. Then number 2, the catcher stretches before the game. So what's going to be our main word or the subject? Okay, good, catcher. So you're going to underline catcher once. And then catcher is what? Singular, right? So since it's a singular noun, we're going to add or going to need a plural verb. So both of those words there, stretches, are plural. But which ending is correct? Go back to the top of page 79. Look at those rules there. We've gone over these rules in previous chapters, but if you need to, go back and review those rules. So if a word ends in CH, we are going to add ES to it. Good. So then the correct spelling would be STRETCHES, stretches. So you're going to underline the word that has the ES at the end. Number 3, the player flashes a smile at the crowd. So what is our subject here? Good, player. And which spelling is correct for flashes? Good. FLASHES, flashes. So underline that word twice. And hopefully you're getting the hang of this as we're going through it. Number 4, Will and Joe sell popcorn and peanuts. So Will and Joe. That would be our subject. So underline that once. So Will and Joe, do they sell popcorn or do they sells popcorn? Correct. They sell, S-E-L-L. And remember, most of these, if you just listen to it carefully, you'll be able to hear if it's correct or not just by listening. Excuse me. Number 5, the soda fizzes in the cup. So what's our main word? Good. Soda would be underlined once. And then which fizzes, is spelled correctly? Correct. It's the F-I-Z-Z-E-S. Again, go back up, review your rules, and see which one, if a word ends in Z, what ending do we use? Then number 6, the warm sun dries the wet grass. So what is our subject? Sun. Good job. And then which dry is spelled correctly? Is it D-R-Y-S or D-R-I-E-S? Okay, hopefully you chose the one that says D-R-I-E-S. Remember, if a word ends in Y, we drop the Y and add I-E-S. Now, if you notice each one of these, you will see that the subject and the verb are right next to each other. Remember how I said before that whenever you have a subject and verb, they're usually partners. They're usually next to each other. So if you can find the verb in the sentence, then you look back or look to the left of the sentence, then you should be able to find where the subject is. All right, so I hope this has helped you. And what I want you to do now is look at page 80 and complete page 80 on your own. Then you can come back and score this later. So 1 through 8, you are finding the subject, underlining it once. Then you're finding the correct verb, underlining it twice. 9, 10, and 11, you are looking for the 3 incorrect present tense verbs in the paragraph. And then go ahead and do the apply and write. They're just asking you to complete each sentence with a present tense verb. And you should be able to do that. So go ahead and do page 80, and then I will post the answers for you to come back later and check that. All right, have a good day. Thank you.